Hey, ladies, welcome back to the summit. I have a treat for you. We are going to talk happiness. Now, happiness might not sound like it's completely connected to health, but let me tell you, it is integral to who you are body, mind, soul, spirit, every part of it. And that all connects to your health and your wellness. So, we have the absolute expert on happiness here today. We have Jacqueline Pirtle, and she has not only experience in all this, but she's a published author. So, welcome, Jacqueline. I'm so glad you're here to talk to us today.
Hey, Kelly.
Why don't you
Thank
tell
you.
us about your book?
Hey, Kelly. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be part of this. I'm very honored. Thank you. So, talk to you about the book and
tell me about it.
Listeners. Well, it's called 365 Days of Happiness. It initiated with based on my work and helping people to just feel better, live a more magnificent life, because you can. And it's based on that work. And in 2017, I just dedicated every single day of my life to talk about happiness, to write about happiness. What does it mean for me, right? What does it mean spiritually, right? What am I guided to focus on and to practice and to do for my happiness? And then also go out there and be and live it and, spread it and make my surroundings enjoy it as well. And that essentially then made the book, after many editorial rounds and a lot of like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work, but I'm just super over the moon happy. It's my life is in this book, my thoughts, my heart is in it. And of course, what I'm guided spiritually to do and to share. And it's a step-by-step guide where you read a little passage every single day and, focus on that passage. And the best thing is in the morning, right? You wake up next to the bed, you grab the book and you set the tone for your day, right? And it teaches just the little things. Like I just had a review coming out where somebody said, I'm a little cynical about self-help books, and I mean, I know I love my friends, I love my family, but love my food, love the ground when I take a step on it, love the tree, love the sounds, really. And she said it really changed her, and it changes her days, because you're like, wait a minute, there's more. And that's what the book is about.
I love that. I like that you're helping people be more mindful about every aspect of their days. I think about when I was going through yoga teacher training, we did what felt like the most ridiculous exercise with mindful eating with chocolate chips. But you know what? It's every bite you think about, oh, I'm so grateful for this. Oh, this is so wonderful. Oh, this makes me happy. And I have no doubt your book makes people not only aware of like the wonderful things to be happy about in life, but the little ones they might miss. I love that.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is it's really about, lowering your expectations and your needs and your whatever you think the big thing that you're wanting to go do. Actually, if you say to yourself, wait a minute, I'm not going to do the big thing anymore. I am going to do me, my happiness, because I'm a big believer, and it's my work is based on that too. The mindfulness and happiness coaching is that you are already happiness. And happiness is you.
What? Tell me more about that. That's cool.
Well, you are happiness, and happiness is you, and you two are never separate. I always say this is the best package deal ever, because wherever you are, there is happiness, because every single breath you take is life, and you celebrate that with being happy about it and feeling good about it. And if you sit and you take a breath, it's so simple, so basic, but it's why you're here. It's like, it's
Yeah.
what makes you actually, experience this physical life. And then your blood pumping through your veins, feel that blood,
Yeah.
right? Imagine how it's pumping and the happiness, and your heart, if you experience your physical life and your physical being here through your heart, there's so much feel good happiness in there. So that's why I say, sure, I'm a chocolate lover, and when nothing else works, I go grab a piece of chocolate and I,
Right.
like you said, indulge it. Oh my gosh, there's so much happiness in it. Or a good glass of red wine. But the sounds of the birds,
Mm-hmm.
every step you take, Kelly, is a forward moving energy.
Oh,
Now, if you
I
think about
love that.
yeah, if you think about life is never just like sitting. It's every split second
Yeah.
is different. It's a forward moving experience. Well, every step you take is a forward moving experience. And when you get like conscious and aware of that, the energy every single step carries, there's nothing else than for you to be just really like excited and
Yeah.
happy and feel good about I am moving forward. And it's so simple, but that's who you are. You are
Yeah.
happiness.
Oh my gosh, that is, you know, women, I'm sure those out there are like me, where when you tend to be a little bit of an overachiever and everything is go, 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 achieve, 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 do this, do that, check that off, it's hard to really focus on, that beauty of always moving forward, that energy that you have going just in your daily life. And sometimes we dwell on the past, which can make you really unhappy. I love your just philosophy of everything is moving forward and how just beautiful it all is and living in that flow. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and to not really hold on too much of what was.
Yeah.
What was, I tell you what, like everybody else, I have my backpack of trauma
Yeah, of
and
course.
sadness and things and whatnot. And some were really deep and very hurtful,
Sure.
absolutely. But they made me who I am today. This book exists, my work exists, I exist the way I am today because of all these traumas, which essentially then are a gift because this is who I am today, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you have maybe people might think, yeah, but this happened and that happened to me. And I'm not saying this was not hard or
Yeah.
sad, or I've had those too. But
Mm.
essentially, this is where the biggest teaching is in, right? And
Yeah.
if you can then find a way of looking at these things like they're gifts, then that is happiness because a gift is
Yeah.
a good feeling, right? And
Yeah.
so to bow really in gratitude to what was, whatever that was.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what was, bowing gratitude. I am who I am today because of it, right? And then moving forward because what was is who made
Yeah.
you now. Moving forward, what's next? And you
It,
can always change that way. You are actually in charge then in your conscious
mm-hmm.
now. That's where your power lays, to say, right now, what's going right for me right now? What
Yes.
makes me feel good right now? Where's my happiness right now? Wait a minute. We kind of like aborted a little bit, or kind of, I'm going to grab it again and
Yeah.
just do whatever makes you feel good, because whatever makes you feel good, to me, that's happiness.
Yeah. That it's such an empowering message because, like you're saying, grab hold of what's going right. And
Mm-hmm.
what I love about what you're saying is it makes me think about how no matter what good, what bad has happened in your past, each day as we get older, okay, so maybe we're not as hot as we used to be, but we have all of these collected experiences that come together to make who we are. We are a collection of our achievements, our failures, and things that have happened in the past, and how we use them today, which makes that just unique sense of being, which I think brings a lot of happiness. When you can see how far you've come, the good, the bad, the ugly, and really be grateful for it. Like you're saying, just kind of embrace it and find the happiness. That's a way to live healthy. And it is such a positive reframe that you have going on here. Don't look at the past and be like, oh, poor me. Think about what good that led you to.
Yeah, my book exists because of my
Yeah,
traumas and
exactly.
my ups, my downs, my left, my rights, and I tested them. There's always this, there has to be this nagging voice, Jacqueline, there has to be a happier way, a more feel-good way that you could look at it. And tell you what, it serves me. It really, and it serves my clients, it serves everybody that's reading the book. It really does, because ultimately, if you think about it, everything just is until you make up your mind it's good or it's bad, right?
How do we
And
cultivate that voice, though? Like you have, after lots of practice and you are the expert, how do you cultivate that inner voice to say, these more positive things, to focus on that good and that happiness? Because a lot of us, we have more of a negative inside voice. What do you do?
well, the first step is to commit. It's like if you're hungry and you want to go in the kitchen to eat something, you got to commit to get up and go make yourself some food, right?
Yeah, totally.
So without that commitment, nothing is going to happen. So you've got to really commit and say, that's it. I'm committing to my happiness, which ultimately, to me, you're committing to yourself.
Yeah.
To your truth, to who you really are. You are a breath. You are you are a blood pumping through your veins. You are a mind. You are a soul. You're a heart. You're consciousness. I am gonna actually just commit to being me.
Like that's a good way to start. First of all, commit to being you, and then, also be nice to you and
Well,
and accept it.
yeah, absolutely. Now, when you commit, I commit to being my happiness, to being me, the happiness I already am, right? And then to redefine it also, like what feels good for me, because what feels good for me does not feel good for you. So redefine what feels good for you, because what feels good is your happiness. And then practice it. Treat it like an art. Practice it. Like cultivate a passion for it. I am passionate about being happy, doing and practice what makes me feel good, right? It's like to really like become one with who you really are and be passionate about it.
Oh my gosh, I
And
like
practice.
that.
Practice. That's what this book is about. It's like every day, little steps at a time. I always say, think about you're a bee, right? You're jumping from flower to flower, and the pollen sticks on your body, but it adds up, right? It's the same with happiness. Don't see this big mountain of happiness. I always have to smile. I always have to dance. Everything has to be always think perfect. I always have to agree with everything. I always have to be on the beach, right, in a swimsuit and be thin and be active. No. It's like little happiness at a time, right? And it sticks on your being like the pollen on the bee, and it adds up, right? And then let's say you practice, for instance, my book. There are many ways to do this, but that just take my book. So you read every day a little bit, you focus on that. Well, on day 12 something may kind of happen in your awareness. You become aware of a situation or a person, and then you like, oh, wait a minute, day 6, right? And then you practice that, and you just shifted whatever it was into perfect happiness for you, right? So nothing had to change. I always say nothing has to change in order for you to be happy. The only thing really is to commit, claim, redefine, practice, and be passionate about you being happiness.
I think the way that you've laid this out in your book and in your methodology here is really, it's the best way to make any change and to really evolve yourself permanently. Those little step by step by step. Maybe you go back a few days before and reread that step. But whether it's happiness, it's stress relief, it's a yoga practice, going to the gym, whatever it may be, this we're starting to finally appreciate not big sweeping changes, like you're saying, that mountain to approach of happiness, but these little steps. And I think it's really the only doable way to do anything. And I haven't heard happiness framed that way. And I really like that. It's part
I
of
like it
it's part of the
too.
habits.
And because it's actually real. It's real.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on all day long, bustling, and I have a family with a
Yeah.
husband, one young adult, one teenager, four rescue cats. Oh,
Oh,
bustling all the time.
yeah.
We just moved. But the bottom line is with all that's going on, ups and downs, lefts and rights.
Yeah.
How can I be and live my truth, my
Yeah.
happiness right now? Because I believe very strongly that we're here to experience physical life, to really be that. And magic happens when you
Yeah.
do that. And what you said about the little things, like little step at a
Mhm.
time, brings it back to being in the now, right?
Yeah, which
Right
is
now. What
hard.
can
Oh
you
my
do right
gosh, it's so hard when you have work, family, social life, volunteering, social, events you have to go to. It's really hard to be in the now when you're always looking at the future. What do I have to
now? The
do? What do I
next,
need to do? But
that's that
yeah,
pressure cooker. Yeah.
yeah,
Pressure cooker, and it's like, and then you resist it. It's
yeah,
like this pressure cooker, then you resist it, and that's far away from actually feeling good. It really
yeah.
is far away.
It's a stressful state to be in, and it's hard to be happy when you're stressed. I mean, overly stressed. We need a little stress to push us along and keep us fresh. Now, I'm wondering if you were to advise somebody who feels overwhelmed in life, like everything's just too much, it's hard to even approach becoming happy. And, it just, where are they going to find time for that? How would you suggest that they get started, other than buy your book, because of course they should buy your book? Where should they
Well,
get started?
yeah, I mean, the way to start is to find and create little moments in your day. You can even set an alarm on your phone if
Oh,
it's hard in your bustling day,
mhm.
and all you really need is like 2 minutes. If you really don't have that much time, right?
We can do that.
Once an hour, 2 minutes, the alarm goes off, and all you do is just feel yourself.
Hmm.
Close your eyes, you feel yourself, what is going on in my body, in my mind. You slow everything kind of down, right? You listen to the sounds. Ooh, that's a dog, that's a bird.
Yeah.
Don't get deep into the why. I'm feeling sad. Don't dig deep, have a tea party and dig in, why am I sad? No,
Yeah.
it's just acknowledge, right?
Right.
I am sad right now. And I tell you what, when you do these little tiny little paradise pockets in your day,
Paradise Pocket.
actually, yes, it sets and builds a foundation for you to start feeling yourself during your day.
I like
And
that.
then you can build on that, then the next day, little steps at a time. What will happen is, so when you do these little paradise pockets, right?
Yeah.
What will happen is the next day or 5 days later, you're in a meeting, you're like,
Yeah.
stressing, and you get nervous and whatnot. You will remember, because you trained yourself, your little paradise pocket. And what will happen is it will become a normal. Then you feel yourself going away from feeling good to
Hmm.
say, wait a minute, my pocket. And while you're in the meeting talking to people, you just go into your pocket, and you will not miss a beat on the outside what's going on. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But on the inside, you changed everything. And then, even your life is bustling and hustling and fast, you are capable of building these little pockets, these paradise pockets,
Yeah.
while you're in your life. If you're trying to change your life right there, I mean,
Mhm.
sure, whatever doesn't fit, try to kind of declutter your life, and to say no to things, because that means you say yes to you, really.
Yeah.
But
That's tough.
yeah, but ultimately you say yes to you. But the things that you cannot say no to, and we all have them, instead of trying to change them, That's where that stress comes from.
Yeah.
That's where the resistance comes from. To rather start shifting yourself into it's an inside job, into an inside
Yeah.
feeling good pocket. And you can do that anywhere, anytime, and
Love that.
nobody will ever even know. Nobody.
I love that. I mean, who doesn't have 2 minutes a couple times a day to get in your paradise pocket? That's even if your mom hiding in the bathroom or you're at work sitting in a meeting, you can absolutely do that. I think we can all commit to a couple times a day, 2 minutes. That's
I would
super
think so,
actionable.
because that means you actually, it's almost like you honor and celebrate yourself,
Yeah.
right? And just think, I just had a vision, a picture. Think about a busy mom, right?
Yeah.
Really on her limit, didn't sleep
Yeah.
much, and been there, done that, didn't sleep much, whatnot, and tired and exhausted, not feeling so good, not feeling so pretty, maybe, not being able to take such good care of yourself. Well, think about that mom, visualize the mom sitting and feeding the young child in the baby seat, right?
Yeah.
Feeding spoon by spoon, right? Right there, you have, as a mom, an opportunity to go into your paradise pocket while feeding that baby, for instance. And think about, since we're all energy and we're all connected, we share our energies with everything and everyone at all times. It's this big energy pool, right?
Yeah.
Think about what the mom does for her. Think about what every spoonful to that baby does for the baby. Think about the food, how it changes the energy going into that baby's body. Then think about the kitchen, changes everything. Think about the walls. The walls are energy too, of the house, changes everything. And then, because everything shares their energy with her again, so it's this constant exchange, and it gets bigger, more. It's powerful.
Yeah.
So you're not alone.
Yeah.
If you do that 2-minute pocket, you change inside of you. You change your surroundings. You share your amazing energy, and everything changes back for you. And suddenly it's a teamwork, right?
Yeah, which, if in your example, if even the most exhausted and overwhelmed of us, the moms feeding a young child, can manage that, I mean, anybody can do that. And that's the idea of creating something bigger than us, no matter what higher power you believe in, what your, spiritual nature is. That's at least something comforting that, you can be something outside of yourself. You can create some good around you with your happiness, and you're taking a moment in your pocket for some peace and
Oh,
just to make
absolutely.
everything calmer.
Oh, if I always say, if you are your best happy you that you can be, and sometimes it's more than others, and that's okay, it's all good. But if you like if you are out living and being your best happy you, a big important part of the world, of this physical experience that we're all in together, is actually happy and healthy, a big part. And that means a big part of the world is a better place to be in. So it's really, it's absolutely, and you're never alone.
Well, and if you're around others when you make this happen, your mood is contagious, and you can choose to be stressed out and overwhelmed and angry, or you can choose to be that, the calming presence. And wouldn't we want to, just for ourselves and for others, even if we're just, thinking about making life easier? If you're that calming presence because you've found your happiness, you found that, that peace at the core, you can help others around you and, kind of make your life easier by making them happy. That's
Absolutely.
That connection.
Absolutely. And it's also important for me that I stand really, really true in that happiness is not just smiling.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
exactly.
sad too sometimes, but you
Yeah.
know what? A good cry is really happiness too, because when you have a good cry,
Hmm.
you really clean out your energetic being and you're letting go of all this good stuff, or you know what I mean? So living that sadness and
Hmm.
then being grateful for that good cry and feeling
Yeah.
present, that feel good, that is happiness, right?
Yeah,
So when you're
exactly.
sad, don't say, oh, I can't be sad, I have to be happy. No, 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 it's like, acknowledge I am sad, right? Then
Right.
accept, respect, appreciate, thank, and love being sad, and
Right.
live being sad. And when there's that moment, you know, when being sad suddenly does not feel good anymore, there is that
Hmm.
moment, right? I'm sad, everything is good, it feels good.
Right.
Oh, it doesn't feel good anymore. That's where you got to catch that moment and say, what will make me feel good
I like
now? And
that.
that's,
It's that
yeah,
is
that's,
taking action right there. You can,
yes.
since
Then you
you're in
shift
control.
yourself. Yeah. Same with anger, you know, being
Yeah.
angry sometimes. I mean, don't act it out, don't to
Yeah.
anybody, but being angry sometimes feels really good, right? And
Yeah.
while it's feeling good, go clean your house, wash your
Yeah.
car, do this powerful energy, you know, use
Yeah.
it in a good way that feels good. And the moment it doesn't feel good anymore, say, oh, that does not feel good anymore. I acknowledge this. That's okay. Now, what would feel good?
Yeah.
Right? So, and
Exactly.
that way you live moment by moment, whatever is happening for you, never
Hmm.
happens to you, for
For
you,
you.
you live it as long as it feels good. And when it doesn't feel good, you say, oh, we're over.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be forever anyway. I'm going to move on. And
Yeah.
that to me is happiness.
Well, when you think of happiness as your homeostasis, essentially, that is your constant, these other emotions that come up, I mean, that's natural. You're not going to appreciate that constant of happiness if you don't have the anger and the sadness and the frustration and the over the top happy. These emotions, they have them, enjoy them, just like Jacqueline's saying, like enjoy them. But
Enjoy, yeah.
remember, you're coming back to that set point of happy, just content. And I
Yeah.
think that's comforting to know that no matter what your emotion, you're always going to come back to, once you've kind of trained yourself to do this, just back to that sort of baseline happy.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, you know, all these emotions, they're here for you in this physical life to experience. They're meant
Yeah.
to be. They're your friends. They want to be your partner in crime, you know. They
Yeah.
want to make your experience of life richer. And I always say, make best friends with your
Yeah.
anger, you know,
Yeah.
become comfortable, sit down and talk with your jealousy, you know, has a lot
Yeah. I
of
like it.
information in there. What you know, jealousy is like what you look at and you're jealous for or at means has nothing to do with the other person or what it is about. It has to do with you. I'm not doing this for me. Well, it's a sign. Hey, do this for you,
Yeah.
right? It's like this clear road sign where to go. So if you ever are lost, you don't know what to do about yourself, or you don't know what you want, well, look, what am I jealous about? And then
That
go.
is such a good idea.
Well, and then
Oh
go
my
do
God, I
that,
love
because
it.
you're only jealous because you would like that too. And you know, jealousy is the only feeling that you cannot share either, right?
You're
I
a
can
freaking
I can
genius.
become angry and you get angry. I can become sad, you can get sad. You can share all that. Jealousy, what I'm jealous, it's very private. If I'm jealous of something,
Yeah.
you say, oh, okay. But that does not mean you're jealous then too. It's not spreadable really. It's like a personal roadmap for what
Yeah.
am I not doing for me?
Yeah.
And then go out and
Wow.
do it. And then you're going to be jealous about something else, because the next step is whatever else you want, right? For you to
Yeah.
be. It's almost like your heart saying, I'm going to tell you exactly what I want you to do, you know, for what's your truth and what
Yeah.
you or what you should work for. Look for what you're jealous for. So to just really live and enjoy these feelings instead of saying, oh, sadness, oh, anger. No, 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 no. I want them all. I want them all real close. I want to make best
Yeah.
friends with all, and I want to go deep into, because the wisdom that's in these feelings of yours are incredible. That's
Yeah.
where you sit, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So, woo, you just laid truth bombs on me. I have never heard of using jealousy as a tool. I mean, I work with people with setting their health goals and all that, but I've never even considered using jealousy as kind of a brainstorm for what you'd want. That's wow. I mean, the other ones I'd heard before about, like using your anger, using all that, but good Lord, that is brilliant.
Well, that's how I use it.
Yeah, that's
And
brilliant.
it brings me far because it's just clarity. It brings
Yeah.
clarity, right?
Yeah.
And it brings up things that are deep down emotionally and energetically, spiritually, that are deep down. And then sometimes, in the physical way of being, it's not really clear, but it brings up a lot, I tell you. And important is so let's say I'm jealous about that person for something, right?
Right.
Important is to then say, oh, I'm jealous, and then take it to me. I am jealous because of that, and leave the person alone, right? Yeah. Bless them, thank them, thank them. Thank you for showing me what I want and I'm not doing for myself, and then let them go, right? It's really important then not to create some sort of not good feelings towards them. It's not, they have nothing to do with my feelings. My feelings are mine. They're just my mirror to show me. And then go inside and say, so why am I jealous about this? What in this whole jealousy thing am I jealous about, and what could I do for me, because it's obviously showing me what I'd like. So
I love that. Now,
me too.
before we wrap up, I've got to ask you, what makes you the happiest?
What makes me the happiest? That's a moment by moment question. That's a hardie, because I tell you what, I base all of my happiness, and I sometimes slip in another direction too, but I base all of my happiness on me.
I like that.
Right? Yeah. On me. What's going on in me? Yeah. My breath, my blood. And then, of course, I love my family. I love my husband. And that's absolutely where my happiness sits, with my kids, right? For me, they're my teachers, always. I'm always like, what is there to learn from them, right? Yeah. That is my happiness. So much are my happiness. My kitties, touching their fur, there's so much heart in it. I love nature. I love the birds, animals. I love all green. And then, of course, in the evenings, my happiness is usually a nice glass of red wine, the chocolate. I'm a foodie. I love food. So to me, it's a moment by moment thing, but it always down. Let's say I wake up with a headache or whatnot, right? Or something, or just a little stiff or something, or anything really, or a little sad or whatnot. I ask myself, and it always boils down to the same thing. Jacqueline, you are not in your happiness. You're not being and living your happiness. And then I go back and find it with yoga, meditation, or just whatever I need, or didn't sleep enough, or didn't drink enough, or, there's these needs, right? And then I create that. And from there, then there's just this bath of happiness everywhere. So
yeah, I love that. So we've learned a lot today from you in just a short amount of time. I think there's so much that we can all come away with. And I think everybody out there at the summit can probably come up with 5 ways immediately that they could be happy sitting right where they are. And I thank you for being a part of this and for teaching us that really it's within our power, and it's so accessible to be happy most of the time. And I just thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Kelly, for having me. It's my pleasure. And thank you for letting me chit-chat about happiness. Sometimes you can't stop me anymore. So thank you so much.
I soaked up everything you said, so thank you.